class. Today we are going to discuss creating a timeline for your Countries Around the World project. Historical timeline is one of the 3 informational areas you are providing as your group constructs your Wikispace for your individual country. I know you are all familiar with timelines. You've created them in the past using Paint or something like this perhaps from Microsoft Word. So we're going to go ahead now and open up Microsoft Word. And for this project, I'm going to show you how to create a timeline with SmartArt in Microsoft Word. Of course, you are free to create your timeline for the Wikispace in the old ways that you already know how to do. But if you choose the SmartArt option, I think you will really like the way it looks a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and open a blank document in Word and go to page layout for starters and change my orientation from portrait to landscape so I can have a little bit more room to work with here. Then I'm going to go to the Insert tab, choose SmartArt, and from the menu here, choices along the left-hand side, you're going to choose Process. And that's going to give you some small thumbnails of graphic organizers, and we're looking for the small arrow here that says Basic Timeline. Highlight that and click on OK. Now, the parameters of your project are to provide a minimum of 5 historical details for the country you're researching. And I'm going to be creating a timeline here today for the country of Turkey. And in my research of the country of Turkey, I have found 6 details of historical note that I want to include. Now, this template has 3 objects on it. I'm going to go ahead and highlight the middle one there. But I need 6 for all the historical details that I want to include. So I'm going to go up here. We're working with the SmartArt Tools Design tab. I'm going to move over to where it says Add Shape. And I'm going to go ahead and add a 4th shape, 5th, 6th for each of my 6 historical details. And this is a little bit smashed here, so I'm going to go ahead and resize my timeline, give myself a little bit more room. And now I am ready to begin typing in the text of these historical points. And for that, I need to open up a text pane, you see up here on the ribbon. Or you can simply just click this little arrow on the left-hand side of your SmartArt, and you see it opens up a text pane with a little bullet for each of the points that you are going to insert. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the date of 1453 here, which is when the great city of Constantinople is captured by the Ottomans, and Turkey becomes part of the Ottoman Empire. And I'm going to put in my next date now of 1920, which is when the Ottoman Empire is partitioned after being on the losing side of World War I. And my next point of interest is going to be 1923, which is when the Republic of Turkey is established with Kemal Atatürk as its first president. And we're moving on now to 1930, when the name of Constantinople is changed to Istanbul, which is the name it currently has today. And then my second to the last point is going to be 1974, where the island nation of Cyprus is divided with Turkey. Turkey invaded, and Turkey occupies the northern half. And then finally, I'm going to put in the year 2002, which is when the AK political party is elected into power with Recep Tayyip Erdogan as its prime minister, as he still is the prime minister of Turkey today. And I want to make sure my text is fully readable, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of it there in the text pane, and I'm going to make it bold. And now that I am finished, I've checked for spelling errors, the dates are all correct, it looks the way I want it to, I'm going to close that text pane. Now the fun thing about SmartArt is that on the Design tab, SmartArt Styles offers you a bunch of different choices for styles to use, which you can see as you hover your mouse, all the different options that you have. You want to remember that even though you want it to look interesting, it still should be readable on the wiki. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this particular design or style. And then I'm going to go in because I can change my colors. I want that to look maybe a little bit different. Choose that and like the way that looks. I'm going to go on right now to my layout options and I'm going to place this timeline SmartArt graphic in front of any text. And I will move it over just a touch here and make it a little bit bigger. And then I'm also going to go ahead and type in some regular text here. So I'm going to be back on the Home tab where I'm going to choose to center my text, change my font size to 20, make it a little bit bigger, and type a title for my timeline, The History of Turkey. I'm going to go ahead, since that's a title, I'm going to bold it, underline it, and it looks pretty good. That's kind of pretty good with me, the way that it all looks. So of course I'm going to go in right now and save it. Make sure that I don't lose all my work and have to do it again. That's never a happy time when that happens to us. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save. Now in order for you to insert your timeline onto the wiki space, it has to be in a format that the wiki will accept, and a JPEG is a very good choice of format. So to be able to save this whole timeline as a JPEG, I'm going to use the snipping tool from Microsoft Word. I believe you all are familiar with how to do that, but just in case, I'm going to go down here to the Microsoft Start button, choose the snipping tool, pick a new snip, a rectangular snip, place my cursor up where I can get all of the content in there. Looks like I've got everything I want to keep. I'm going to let it go. And I'm going to go up to File, Save As, and save my Turkey timeline as a JPEG file. Click Save and close out of that, close out of Word, get rid of that. I'm going to double check in my file library to be certain that my timeline is there and that it looks the way I want it to, and it is ready to be inserted into the wiki. So now that we have double checked that our timeline is ready to go, we will insert it into our wiki space when you are building during our next time in the computer lab. As always, if any of you have questions, we will work together in class to make sure you're able to complete this the way you would like for your wiki. So, thanks for listening, boys and girls, and we will see you in class.